Just bought this Lorex security camera system from Costco. It was marked down from $800. It's on sale for about $650 or so. I'm gonna unbox it and test it on the floor here before I run the lines and do all the work. And then I will test probably overnight or a couple nights and see how well the hard drive works for storage, and then I will eventually convert or upgrade the hard drive to a purple Western Digital security drive. Taking a look at the boxing, they really packed it in here. There's not a single ounce of room left besides these foam packing material thingies. And the model is, there you go, here's your model number. First things first, always read the instructions, otherwise you will never figure these things out as far as setup. So it looks like they gave me a sensor hub, a motion sensor, and a door window sensor. Where I'm going to put those, I have no idea yet. I guess front door, back door, I don't know. Just letting you know that this is what they give you in addition to the camera system. So here are the cameras. There's 8. Here's the coils. This is Ethernet connections. Here's the box. Looks like some kind of Mac instead of a security camera system, but I guess that's the new style. What's nice about the cameras is the Ethernet now gives you the power to run the cameras. The older ones you used to have to hook in a power and a signal. The power comes through the Ethernet as well. They give you the power just in case you need power. I don't know why. I guess some backup thing in case they clip the other wire. I have no idea. So lots of cable length to this. Should be able to run fine around the entire house. Once again, here's the box, and here's all the connections where they all go. So let's get started. Here's the box of equipment that comes with the recording box. This is an NVR box. Ethernet, power, some other stuff. I'll show you how to hook that up real quick. Here's the back of the box. We've got the power here. We've got 8 cameras. This goes to your router if you need it to. Depends if you're going to have it closed loop or open loop. This is typically if you're going to go through the internet to stream it. Here's your video outputs. You can use either one, VGA or HDMI. VGA, HDMI. This is for your mouse, and they've got 2 audio inputs for like a microphone. I'm not sure what this does yet. So I've got the power hooked up here. I just need to plug this in, but instead of doing it this way, I'm going to unplug this first, and then I'm going to plug this in, and then I'm gonna, after this is plugged in, then I'm gonna plug this back in. But that's the order in which I would do this. I'm also going to plug in all of these things before I even hook in the power. So I'm noticing that the HDMI cable that they give you is pretty short. It's only about 3 or 4 feet long. So if you hide this up in your attic and you want to bring it down to your monitor, you're going to need to get a much longer HDMI cable to reach your monitor. Unless you don't use this direct to your monitor and you use the internet connection here going to your router, then you can view it through the router. I have my mouse hooked up, doink. I've got my HDMI hooked up onto the cameras. So now I have one of the Ethernet, sorry, not USB, one of the Ethernet camera's hooked in here. That's one end of the line. Then you hook these together, and it's nice that they give you a housing that locks together to prevent these from falling apart. And I don't know if they're waterproof or not, but it definitely looks better than most cameras, what most camera systems give you. I'm not going to unfurl all of this right now because that'll just be a big mess in the living room. I'll do that later when I'm installing them around the house. So I'm going to hook up the remaining 7 cameras. You will notice that when they crimp these together with these zip ties, if you cut them in the right place, then you can reuse the zip ties. Like this one, I clipped pretty close. So now I have a really long zip tie, whereas this one I didn't clip as long, so I have a shorter zip tie. If I would have clipped it here, then I would have no zip tie at all. Also note, you don't actually have to unclip them for testing. You can just pop this stuff out and then hook it up and go from there. When you're unwrapping these cameras, do not use scissors. I didn't use scissors, I'm just letting you know that you need to undo the twisties and then pull the camera out this way. Don't pull on this because you might break something, the wiring in there. Pull them out carefully and then leave this protective casing on there until after you've installed everything. This is there for protection in case you accidentally scratch it with a screwdriver. Okay, I've got everything hooked up. All the cameras are hooked up. Everything is on. Sometimes you will have a problem where you hook in your monitor cable. This is an HDMI. My monitor here accepts 3 different types. It's VGA, HDMI, DVI, I think. And so you got to make sure that you've got the monitor set to the right connection, otherwise you're not going to get any screen. And on my monitor, if I don't manually select the monitor type, I'm sorry, the line type, then it just shuts off. So I have to turn it on, run through the types, and hopefully get the right one before it shuts off again. Another issue with monitors, especially on older systems, if the monitor resolution is set too high for the security camera system, then you will get no signal. So you have to make sure your monitor is set low enough to accept the security camera systems. Sometimes they auto detect, sometimes they don't. Anyways, if you have a blank screen, try a different monitor. And also you try a different type. So you've got your VGA, and then you've got your HDMI. Try whatever you have to get a, especially if the camera system is new. That's why I'm testing everything before I implement anything. So now I'm in startup mode. I'm going to go through this until I can actually see the cameras. So this is why we test them for a while. This one was not working. It was blank for a good 5 minutes. I started futzing with the wires, jiggling things, reconnecting things, and then it finally came back on. So that's a good sign. I don't have to return this one and get another one. If you buy a system and you're going through the installation process like I am doing here, and you find out that one of these cameras or another one or however many are not working, and you futz with it while it's on the ground like this instead of after installation, then you can simply put it back in the box, take it back, and exchange it for another one. Saves you a lot of time. So all the cameras are working, I just need to go through some of the other installation processes. I just noticed when I tried to turn off the power by holding down the power button, one of the cameras actually went into alarm mode and started ringing. Interesting. Never knew it would do that, but so I just unplugged it from the back for the installation into the house. This is a quick troubleshooting tip on security camera systems. I've had a problem before where the resolution on the monitor was set too high for what the security camera recorder could output, so I had to use a different monitor sometimes that had a lower resolution on default, or I've had to change the resolution of the monitor itself and then plug it back into the security camera player, and then sometimes that works too. Anyways, the overall principle here is that if the resolution doesn't match the monitor doesn't match the recorder player, then you might not get a display signal. Hope this helps. Example of when the monitor does not work with the camera system. I have the VGA hooked up. VGA cable to VGA monitor. No go. Okay, this is a different monitor and using VGA, same connection, going to a different monitor, and now everything works. I get input signal. So difference between two monitors makes all the difference between getting a signal and not getting the signal.